For those of you who don't know me, my name is Terry Cook. I'm a reward, and during the next financial year, you'll be getting £10,000 per award. So there is money available for local initiatives that's coming directly from the Neighbourhood Partnership. That is not, in my view, enough. We need to do more than that. We need to enable you to have access to much more than that as time goes by. But at this stage, I think that's got a bad start. The next area, I think, is one as a councillor that you get very aware of, and that's consultation. And the quality of our consultation within the City Council, I as a councillor can say, at best it's patchy. Sometimes we get it right, a lot of the times we don't. One of the key roles I see for the Neighbourhood Partnerships in the next 6 months to a year is going to be to become the focus for all of the City Council's consultation. So that when there is something to be consulted on, officers and employees of the council will be thinking neighbourhood partnership first. And it should be coming, all the consultations that come from the city, whether they're specifically for your community or whether they've got a specific city-wide emphasis, should be coming to neighbourhood partnerships first. And you should, as a neighbourhood partnership, be setting yourself up to consider how you will respond to that consultation priority. Does that make sense? So that effectively, within your neighbourhood partnerships, when you get these consultations, you need to design, think through mechanisms that will actually aid you to give feedback to the council on meaningful consultation. But also, I've got to say this, I'll be slightly controversial here, if you don't think that we're going about doing the consultation the correct way with these new consultators that come in, then again, let us know, because we are absolutely committed to getting this right. Second thing I would say is, the other thing that we need to provide you more of as a neighbourhood partnership is information. And that's information about what's happening in your areas. As a councillor, I get lots of information and lots of initiatives that are happening all over the place, all over the city. I get it fairly haphazard and a fairly kind of non-structured way. The department will let me know what's happening with the roads. Somebody else will let me know what's happening potentially with street lights or what's happening with the street scene in my particular area. We need to get that information down to the neighbourhood partnership so that they can see what services are going to be provided within their area on a 3-month rolling programme. So that if there are roadworks taking place in your area over in a 3-month period, you will know that fact. If there are streetlights being redone in your area, you will know that fact. If there are big changes in green spaces being taken place in your area, you will know that fact. So that we will increasingly give you more and more information for things that are happening in your area, so that you can then be better informed, and better informed means you're better able to influence what's happening in your area. We're also looking at community assets, and what community assets we have.
I would say the final one that I want to see in terms of adding it is something called participatory budgeting. By 2010, the government wants each council in the country to have some form of participatory budgeting taking place within their communities. And that means that giving you as neighbourhood partnerships, because this is the element that we will use, giving you as neighbourhood partnerships the ability to be able to influence how the city council spends its budget. To give you the ability as neighbourhood partners to have that information that I've talked about and to actually say, well, okay, ultimately, I'm not sure whether we want this thing to happen here. We might prefer to have this thing. That's a silly example that I give is you might decide in a neighbourhood partnership that you want your grass cut in your particular area 4 times a week rather than twice a week. Okay? You'll be given the ability to be able to do that, but you're going to have to find something else that we don't do to enable you to do that grass cutting 4 times a week. Does that make sense? That to me is the essence of participatory budgeting. We're talking a little bit in questions and answers what that means in practice, and I think the way that's going to be delivered whether you're answering for yourselves, but it is my view, and I checked out them before, all three parties are committed to neighbourhood partnerships. There is no change to that. We may differ in what we want to put inside of that neighbourhood partnership, but the principle of engagement with the community through our neighbourhood partnerships is actually solid between all three parties. It's very interesting to me actually as well. One of the fears that you have whenever you involve members in a situation is will party politics take over? Well, my observation of going to a number of the neighbourhood partnerships is actually I've been very pleasantly surprised that that is not the case. It does appear to me that when you get down to local issues, party politics becomes much smaller. And it's actually dealing with the local issues that is important to councillors and to others. I dare say there may be some people who want to button on me about that afterwards, and I'm sure that's fine. Well, very quickly touch on the local strategic partnership. The local strategic partnership, for those who don't know, is the partnership that's made up of all the great and good in Bristol. And it sits above the City Council and is responsible for setting the strategic way forward for the entire city. One of those arms is Thriving Neighbourhoods. And it's a brand new arm, and I will say at this stage that we are looking at the makeup of who will be sitting on that board and who will be heading neighbourhood partnerships. But neighbourhood partnerships will be absolutely at the core of that grouping, that Thriving Neighbourhoods panel that goes through the local strategic partnership. And we will be looking and letting you know of ways which we can feed that back. The initiatives coming back out of that to you. But it is seen by the City Council and by the Bristol Strategic Partnership that neighbourhoods and neighbourhood partnerships are absolutely critical to the delivery of all the services and all the activities we have in Bristol. You're going to get